This is lesson 7-3. We are going to find the area of trapezoids and kites. So to find the area of a trapezoid, this is a trapezoid, right? The shorter top, a longer bottom, and then two slanty sides that are not parallel. So in order to find the area of the trapezoid, we are going to have to break the trapezoid down into parts. The directions say to decompose the trapezoid into a rectangle and two triangles. If we decompose something, we're going to split it up into parts. So you can see how they made a dotted line down the sides of the trapezoid. So they split the trapezoid into a rectangle and two sides. So I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger so that we can talk about how they were able to split this trapezoid up. Of course, my trapezoid picture is not perfect, but it's just a sketch. So the top is 10 yards. The height is 12 yards. So if the height on the left is 12 yards, that means the height on the right is 12 yards. Now they say that the whole bottom is 18 yards, and this part is 4 yards. That means that this is 4 yards. And if the top is 10, the bottom is 10. So it helps to kind of lay this out so that we can see it all. So now to find the area of this trapezoid, we are going to actually have to find 3 areas and then add them up. So first, let's find the area of this orange triangle. So the area formula for a triangle is area equals base times height divided by 2. So now we're going to plug in. We have a base of 4 times a height of 12, and we're going to have to divide that by 2. So our area is 24 yards squared. And you can put that into your calculator. 4 times 12 is 48, divided by 2 would be 24 square yards. So now, inside my triangle, I'm going to write 24. That's the area of the triangle on the left. That's the area of the triangle on the right. Because even though my picture doesn't look it, it's just a sketch, those two triangles are congruent. They are the same. So now, let's find the area of this rectangle. Well, I know that my area formula for a rectangle is area equals base times height. So now I plug in what I know. The base is 10. My height is 12. So 10 times 12 will equal 120 yards squared. So my square is 120. So now I have to add up my 24, my 120, and my 24 to get the area of this whole trapezoid. So I can put it in my calculator. 120 plus 24 plus 24 is 168. We're talking about area, yards squared. So we found the area of the triangles. We found the area of the rectangle, and we added it all up. We decomposed this trapezoid into 3 shapes that we know the area formula for, and then we were able to add them up to find the area of the whole trapezoid. So one of the trickiest parts here is probably going to be figuring out how to decompose these shapes. So let's look at the try it here. How would you decompose this trapezoid to find its area? We want to try to make easy shapes. So I see a rectangle and I see a square. Not a square. I see a rectangle and I see a triangle. So my rectangle, this would be a base of 5, a height of 6.25. Well, this whole side is 11.25. I know that the bottom part is 6.25. So can I find the missing side, the height of the triangle? I have a total length and I have a part. Well, I can subtract my total length, the 11.25, minus 6.25, and then I can find this missing height right here. It's almost like we're solving a puzzle. That missing height right there would be 5. So now I have all of the information I need to find the area of the rectangle and the area of the triangle. Well, let's write our formulas. We will either use area equals base times height for a square, a rectangle, or a parallelogram, or for a triangle, we will do area equals base times height divided by 2. So once we decomposed our shapes, now we just plug in. So for my rectangle, I have my base of 5 times my height of 6.25. So put in your calculator. What is 5 times 6.25? 30. So the area of the square or rectangle is 31.25. Now let's plug in my information for the triangle. Again, my base, look, if this is 5, then that means that this is 5. So my base is 5. My height is 5 divided by 2. Well, 5 times 5 is 25 divided by 2. Area is going to equal 12.5. I forgot my units. Feet squared. Feet squared. So I found my area of my rectangle. I found the area of my triangle. My last step is to add these up to find the area of my trapezoid. So my total area here is 31.25 plus 12.5. Hold on, I made a mistake. 31.25 plus 12.5. My total area is 43.75 feet squared. Now we're going to find the area of the kite. So I'm looking at this picture here, and let me draw it bigger for us. There's actually a few different ways that we can do this. Okay, so I just zoomed in on this kite so it's easier for us to see. So we want to try and divide this kite, and it says a kite is a quadrilateral with 2 pairs of adjacent sides that are equal length. So 2 pairs of adjacent sides that are equal length. So that means that this side and this side are equal, and this side and this side are equal. So now we want to try and find the area of the triangle. Well, we could look at this 2 different ways. We can look at it as, well, I see a base and a height here, and then a base and a height here. Or I see it as a base and a height and a base and a height. So let's do it this way. How I just did it. The green. So we're going to use our area formula for a triangle. Area equals base times height divided by 2. So the base of my green triangle here is my 10 centimeters plus 10 centimeters. Well, 10 plus 10 is 20 times the height, which is 5. So we have 20 times 5 divided by 2. 20 times 5 is 100. Divided by 2 would be 50 centimeters squared. Okay, now let's find the area of this orange triangle. So again, we have to look carefully. We have a base here. Well, first I'm going to rewrite my formula. Area equals base times height divided by 2. Area equals, so my base is 10 plus 10, 20. My height, well, so now we have to look carefully. They say that this whole height is 30. Well, I just want my height from my base down, which is 25. So I will have 20 times, oops, sorry, that's hard to see. 20 times 25, last step, divided by 2. So that area is 250 centimeters squared. So now sometimes it's helpful for us to write the area inside. This top triangle is 50. The bottom triangle is 250. So in order to find the area of the whole kite, we would add up our two areas. So we would have 250 plus 50 will equal 300 centimeters squared. Tomorrow we will do more practice with these. I will print out paper with the kites and the trapezoids to help you divide up the pictures, shapes.